never stopped in one place for long, always on the move across those verdant moors. Rarely they came across a bustling colony. They would trade and talk, but always at a distance. It was in these exchanges that the youngest among the nomads began to believe in the tall tales and stories of glory that the elder hive-born reiterated to each other. They spoke of dangers and delights that stirred in the mind of the mere grub, who could only waste away his days imagining the wonders that lay outside of his tribe. On many occasions the youngest would steer from the path and look for new things to learn about, bringing clusters of fungus or tall grasses back to the elders, who would then teach him. It was during one of these deviations that the wandering feckless youth was swallowed by a choking geyser of deep miasma that plagued the core of that world. Tumbling back into the caravan's firelight, the youth wheezed and bled until they were finally gathered and shown to the elders. Years they would spend in the care of those most esteemed members of the tribe, listening to the stories and suffering the pain, each in half measure. Amidst another column of aimless pilgrims, there was a slight figure. As the two nomadic groups joined, she wove her way to the back. She saw potential in the bedridden youth that lay secreted away beneath layers of hurt, apathy, ill fortune, and bedrolls. A healer and mage by trade, she tended to the child, till at last the final dregs of sickness fled their body. Teaching the skills of the body and of shamanism was a task that they both flew into wholeheartedly. And soon, the grub grew. In time, his mentor would fade from the world, granting the young hive-born a final gift. A name scribed from the older scratchings of tablets and tomes from an age before. He was given the name Vaker, which empowered his latent ability. Years would pass, and his repeated triumphs in conflict and in rumination drew the attention of the dynasties. The path was arduous, but resulted in the scepter of ruling falling to Vaker. It would take little time for the path of ascendancy to be introduced. The sky split, the prophets sang, the knowledge passed from hand to hand, and all the while Vaker summoned the strength to step forward as the world's ascendant. The gifts bestowed, the tasks set before him, and the universe opened to his stride, he once again began to wander. Here we begin an actual play of Ruthless Heaven's Boundless Fate. All the resources I'll be using will be in the description. I've actually already created my character, Vaker, and will be discovering kind of what he can do alongside you. This is not a series that's going to teach the game per se. Largely I'll be speeding past mechanics in favor of bringing you their outcomes, but there will be a occasional mention of what dice I'll be rolling and performing, certain actions or tasks. I'll say this though, Ruthless Heaven's Boundless Fate is largely a D20 centric system, inspired by lit RPG stories and those kinds of tropes, where the goal is cultivation and self-empowerment. Thematically, I'll be exploring the central ideas of personal responsibility, magic versus technology, and consequences of exploration. With all that established, we need to find a place to start. The Ruthless Heavens, the large guiding force behind the Nulorian sector, has kind of fallen upon Vaker's homeworld of Amera, and caused a miniature cataclysm with its descent. But after that sort of destruction, it leaves everybody empowered. And the world has only one ascendant, though, to claim the cosmos and venture forth, that being us. But where are we going first? Well, the core rulebook suggests a place called Yaros as a starting point. Yaros is a city-state built on the back of a colossal spacefaring creature. Violence is banned there, and it seems to be a central point within the sector for information and guidance. As part of the beginning section, I was given a teleport token that can take me there, so we'll jump in and use that. So Vaker pulls out this token, this teleport token, and steps onto the central platform of his capital city, the place that the Ruthless Heavens installed a teleport platform, and flips the token, manages to catch it in midair, and vanishes from sight. There were probably attendants and plenty of aristocrats and nobles and other people from the dynasties that were watching this happen, and they would all sort of mutter and generally they would find themselves into whispering conversations and speculations as flying through the abyss between abysses, the space between spaces, Vaker would arrive on Yaros. I think Yaros would be pretty much... disorienting. First and foremost, disorienting. This is a creature, this is a hive-born. Vaker's never been off of his homeworld. He's never been away from Emera. So it's difficult for him to grasp what's going on at first. There's bustling, there's people being ushered off of the platform so that other people can teleport in. There's noise and disorienting amounts of smells and strange things on the air. His antennae are twitching, his mandibles are clacking. He just is overwhelmed as he's ushered off of this platform. And eventually he gets enough of his bearings to realize he is totally lost. He has no sense of direction on this, in this place. He has no idea where to go, what to do, who to talk to. So looking at the section in the book about Yaros, it says that I need to make intelligence checks to find my way. So I'm going to make an intelligence check and see if we can manage to find something useful. I mean, that's a bad start. Definitely fails that check with a 4. 4 plus pretty pittance, I believe. No, my intelligence is good, 7, but that's still not the target number. So together with a bunch of surging people who are trying to find their ways across this landscape, he's just swept along. Vaker's just swept along and cannot find anything useful in the throng, this crowd. Maybe he finds himself... Let's look at the city-state page and figure out like where he might end up. I think that he would end up. I think he would end up somewhere near like a guard post, a Eurasian guard post, where he might ask for directions. He might get barked at as if he's a newcomer and not welcome. But in general, I think that he finds his way to a small offshoot of the market. I think that he finds his way there and discusses with different people, like, what should I be doing? Where do I go? What do I do? And ultimately, he comes to the conclusion that he needs to find a trial. He needs to find someone who's offering a trial. So he looks for people in distress. He looks for people who are scanning the crowd or maybe calling out and asking for help. So let's see if he manages to do that. Yeah, that's much better. He scans the crowd. He looks with his insectile eyes, and his compound eyes sort of latch onto this one fellow, this one, let's say, middle-aged human, balding, has long robes, and is sort of shouting at the group of people that are nearest to him. So Vaker makes his way over, and he says, "Hey, I'm new here, but I see that you're in distress and in trouble. Is there anything I can do for you?" And I think this man would introduce himself and say, "Hello, my name is Jarek. I need an ascendant who can follow me, teleport with me back to a world and perform a trial for us. So let's roll up a trial. Let's figure out what this trial is that he's asking us to do." Okay, random trial generator. So, what do we need to roll? We need to roll a d6 to figure out where is the trial located. That's a 2, so it is located in the Expanse. That makes a lot of sense. The Expanse is where most of the trials are located anyways. Who lays claim to the trial site? Roll a d10. The Archivists. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense with a balding, enrobed male. So Archivists, a faction called the Archivists is in charge of this place, and they need our help. Interesting. So how is it accessed? We already know that part. He's gonna teleport us there. It is in a region. What is that region? That's cocked. Hit a coin. Mountainous. It is in a mountainous region. I think we'll skip aesthetics and just go to what kind of trial is this? And it is a defeat the Undying Horde. Okay, that sounds really imposing. Defeat the Undying Horde. Oh, this is a lot to read. I will pause and pick up when I have sort of assembled what this trial might look like. All right. That's a lot of information and kind of leaves me feeling not great about our chances of survival. So, long story short, we need to survive 7 rounds in a 60-meter radius circle where enemies will be coming from all sides, and there are 3 types of enemies. I've generated them. There's an undead, an astral, and a construct. The construct seems like it's going to be the worst of the bunch because it hits like a truck. And I don't know if I've said this in this episode so far, but I don't have a lot of HP. Vaker is a very squishy character. We focused on in character creation. I focused on sort of aesthetic and in playing to his strengths and leaving his weaknesses aside, which has left us with a total of 13 hit points, which isn't a lot when like the average roll for damage on one of these creatures is going to be like a 6. So we're in deep. This is going to be hard. However, this is what we know. Vaker does not know this, so he is more than eager to take up this offer of chance to prove himself and to start on his journey of ascendancy. So he shakes Jarek's hand and says, "Hey, let's go. I'm willing to be your ascendant. I'm willing to do this." The two make their way to the teleportation platform, flick the token, and they manage to teleport onto a new planet. And what I rolled up is we arrive on Pranix 5, a shattered planetoid with a barely breathable atmosphere and next to nothing left on it except for the remains of ancient monasteries, filled to the brim with these tablets recounting unfathomable histories from long-dead civilizations. Thank you to my resources for helping me roll that up. That was really cool. So we find ourselves here in the midst of an archivist pretty much archaeological dig on one of these monasteries where a collection of these people from all different cultures and species, united behind the banner of the archivists, are unearthing these and slowly digging out these tablets from this collapsed monastery. And we can hear across this desolate, barren landscape the howling sounds of long dead individuals rising from their stirred sleep and coming towards the monastery. And they're pretty frantic. They're picking up the pace, and as soon as they see an ascendant, Vaker come in, they are grateful but also skeptical that I'm going to be able to pull this off. Which, same. So we get down into this area, this arena, 60 meters in radius, circular, and the trial begins. Jarek sort of waves a flag at us saying they're coming, and we see them rise over this little ridge into our territory. That's where we're gonna start. So we see rising into our territory this construct, a large creature made out of stone with runic symbols carved into its chest and face, glowing with a faintly green, sort of misty color. Beside it, an undead, a medium-sized undead that is just sort of shambling towards us, arms raised, and behind both of them, rising out of a misty astral apparition, like a hole in space, comes an astral being, a huge, I'm picturing a war elephant with all the accoutrement and all of the beautiful tassel work and things, but it is legless because it is just sort of flowing through space. And it is coming straight at us with an angry look in its eye. And we should be afraid of it because it's the fastest thing here. So, let's roll initiative to see who goes first. Okay, that is a 15 for Vaker, and that is a 6 for our opponents. That's great. I would like to go first, and I will run straight at the astral creature. It is they're all coming from the same point right now, but reinforcements will be coming from different directions. So let's hedge our bets and go straight at them. With that, I think that we can safely say I am not necessarily in range yet, but once they move, they will be. Okay, so I run towards them. They crawl / float / stomp towards me, and that's the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, we need to make sure that we are getting reinforcements for them. This is the Endless Horde, or whatever it's called. Fortunately, or unfortunately for them, the next one is an undead coming in from the north. So that's sort of in the same direction that we went. We went east. So that's okay by me. Next turn, I'm going to stay where I am and cast one of my skills, use one of my skills, which is Ulcerate. Ulcerate has a range of 20 meters. I am just within 20 meters of the elephant. I don't know how you ulcerate an elephant that's made out of astral energies. Don't think about it too hard. We're just gonna interrupt it. So it needs to roll Fortitude. Fails the Fortitude, most likely against my Spirit check. Yeah, easily take it down. And we are going to roll to see how much bleed I inflict with that skill. That is 3 bleed. 3 bleed on the astral beast. Okay. Which is good because it only has 7 HP. That being said, it can act twice, so that's not great. Okay, so it runs forward. It's easily going to make it to us where everything else can't, and use its second action to attack. And it will roll +6. That will easily match our armor class of 11, or my fault, my defense rating, or whatever this system calls it. Defense rating, yes. So, man, don't hit me too hard. 3 damage. 3 damage. I can take that. 13 minus 3. Okay. Next, we go to the end of round 2. The end of round 2, we roll to see what reinforcements will come. It is a construct to the south. Okay. Great. Not great because I'm slowly getting overwhelmed by enemies. Great in the sense that things are happening. So one of the modifiers that I rolled up for this event was the fact that it was trapped. So I'm imagining like ancient clay pots with like small copper triggers left in the ground long ago, and some of them go off, some of them don't. These are going to like shatter and smash and like shoot up fragments towards our legs, and we need to detect whether or not we have one, and if we do, then we need to have a reflex save against it. Or no, we don't detect, because we know they're here. Right, we know they're here. They hit every third turn, so it's a matter of saving reflex. So my target number is 12, so I need easily make it. That's a 17 plus nothing because I have no modifiers to dexterity. Great. So 17. I easily dodge out of the way of all of this trap damage. It doesn't say that affects enemies, so I'm assuming that enemies are unaffected by traps, which is unfortunate. I wish they were affected by them, but that's okay. Instead, I'm going to target the astral construct again, and I'm definitely trying to take this thing down as fast as I can. Not necessarily my strong suit, but we're going to try anyways. I think what I'm going to do is, well, it's right up next to me, so I might use Thag's weakness. Let's use Thag's weakness, and that means it needs to roll willpower, which it fails, against my spirit check. It rolled a nat 1, which is why I said it failed immediately. And that gives it's cursed to have -1 on all of its attack checks next. It's going to attack twice this turn, so I'm glad that I gave it a -1. It's going to attack once. That's definitely going to hit. It's going to attack again. That's not going to hit. So it attacked twice, hit once. How much damage? 3 damage again. That leaves me at 7 HP. Everything's going to move forwards. Nothing's reached our zone yet. We're lucky that everything else is really slow. That's not going to be the case for much longer, though. Next is turn 4. And I forgot to mention the astral creature would have taken another 3, so it is down to 1 health. So I might just whack it. I just might whack it with my quarterstaff. That sounds like such a bad idea, though, because it's gonna take 3 damage at the end of my turn anyways, so why do that? Next in line would be the undead. The undead
is just as fast as the construct, but does less damage. So why would I do the undead? It's because it can keep attacking. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Guys, this is really bad. Okay, I think I'm going to attack the construct with the hope that I can chunk it down fast, which it may or may not be the case. So the first construct that was in this zone, did I roll for a third entry? I did not. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back in time. Roll for the entry of another creature, a zombie to the east. Okay. Okay, so another zombie crests over the ledge and starts crawling towards us. Another undead on the way. That's unfortunate, but I think I'm going to attack the construct, and I'm going to use Ulcerate again. Or maybe Melt Flesh. I think we're going to use Melt Flesh instead, because that prevents it from attacking. It makes it dazed for a couple rounds. That sounds like a smart idea to me. The unfortunate thing is it has a little bit more fortitude than everything else I've been attacking thus far, but I don't know if that'll be a problem or not. Math. How do I do this? Spirit, 11 plus 5, 16. So 16 versus its fortitude save, which is plus 3. That's a 10 total. That does not succeed. So it is cursed, has negative 2 HP per round, and is dazed. So, and it's dazed. Just taking note here, sorry. And making sure that I know how many rounds that lasts. So it lasts 4 rounds. Okay. All right. We're in business. This is working out. This is working out better than I thought it would. Turns out I'm stronger than I thought. Then at the end of my turn, the astral takes the last 3 and dissipates. It goes away. It vanishes into thin air, so to speak. So all that's left is 3 zombies and 2 constructs. That still sounds like a lot. Okay, then the construct makes its way towards me. It is not quite at my doorstep, but it is very close, as is the original zombie, and then the other 2 zombies are very far behind that, as is the other construct. So, we make it into round 4, or rather, into round 5. And what came up last round is another astral beast. That's bad news. Where does it come from? Comes from the west. Okay, so it's behind us, but it's fast. That's a problem. Okay, so next is our turn. The construct and the first zombie are the closest things to us. I think I'm going to attack the construct again. Even though it's being chunked down a little bit, it's on 13 health out of 15. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I can't do that. I can use Ulcerate. I'm going to use Ulcerate on it. That is a fortitude save. Oh, it's going to succeed that. Okay, so I wasted my turn... basically trying something that did not work. Unfortunate. The undead and the construct are going to run, and they have reached me. They can't attack this turn. No, they can. Never mind. They definitely can. So construct attacks for 3 plus 8 is 11. That hits me. Dang. Okay, so that is a D8 plus 1. 1, so that does 2 damage to me. I'm down to 5 HP. And doesn't have any special effects. Okay, good. undead. Let's see how he does. He misses. So I didn't take anything from the undead, but I definitely did take damage from the construct. I need this construct dead. I need it dead yesterday. So it is down to 11 HP. That's the end of the turn. We see what comes up next. That is 3. So it is an astral, and that is going to be from the west again. So they're both coming from the west. Okay. Now we're on our second to last turn here. Second to last turn that we need to survive. But we need to roll for a trap because it is a multiple of 3. So I'm going to try and evade it by reaching a d20 plus nothing. I exactly rolled a 12, which means that that's the target number. I needed to reflex out of the way or take 2d6 piercing damage. Managed to avoid that. That probably would have killed us. So, our turn. I'm going to use... Oh, man. Can't use Thag's weakness. Can't use... I'm just going to disengage. I honestly can't do much besides ulcerate again, and that will only take off 4 damage guaranteed. Or not guaranteed, but close to guaranteed. Not because I'm rolling well on my d4s today, probably. So this is unfortunate because I really don't have any options but to run into one of the zombies, or run north to one of the zombies, which I'm going to do. I'm going to disengage, and how does disengaging work? That's an excellent question. I will pause and figure that out. Okay, that was easier to figure out. It's a reflex save of 13 or more because of the attributes of the people that are next to me. So I need to roll a 13 or higher. I did. I got a 16. So we successfully disengage, and we're moving north towards the zombie that's almost at our doorstep. So yeah, we moved north. We moved 20 feet away, or 20 meters away, rather. And then we wait because we have successfully outrun the Colossus? No, Construct and the Undead. But the next Undead is close enough to hit us. So we need to roll to see if they hit us. The answer is yes, they do. That's a problem. How much damage do they do? I am on 2 health. Great. That's just dandy. We're gonna survive this, probably not. Okay, so that's the end of round 6. We're on to round 7. The Construct has 9 HP left. The other Construct is full health. I forgot to roll for a reinforcements, but it's not going to matter. They're not going to reach me in time. So it's a matter of who do I want to fight? I really don't want to fight anybody. I would rather not. So I'm going to keep disengaging. I'm going to be a coward, and I'm going to keep disengaging, and I'm going to keep heading north. And we'll see if I can do that, because I need to roll a 12 or higher. I rolled a... that's cocked. I did not roll a 12 or higher. Great. That's a problem. Okay. So what do I do about that? Nothing, I suppose. That means that everybody's going to reach me this turn. That's a problem. Okay, we got zombie number 1 is going to miss. We've got Construct also going to miss. Just barely, though. My goodness. Missed by 1. Great. And then other zombie, which is just barely gonna make it to me. I don't yes, that's great, but I don't believe it. In terms of, like, that's nuts that I rolled 2 2s back to back. I survived this. I survived the trial because the enemies clear away after the trial is over. So I've survived the 7th round. I only killed one thing, but I did manage to kill at least one thing, and it was the big astral dude. So at the end of this trial, there's like a resounding thum as like a spiritual force pushes all of the air in this place like outwards, and the astral beasts behind me dissipate, and the zombies lose all of the life out of them, and the constructs stop moving. It's as though the spirits of the long dead are now appeased. Appeased by my cowardice and good fortune. So we're gonna move beyond that and say that I climb back up. Vaker climbs back up onto this ledge and towards the monastery, and Jarek is just like clapping in awe of the fact that I survived. So what do I get? What do I get for completing a trial? I know that I get a Valor mark, which is a way that I can progress my rank and do stuff like that. So I get 1 Valor mark at least. That is given to me by the Ruthless Heavens. But what really is important to me is the fact that I've expanded my network of planets that I can teleport to. This shattered planet, Pranex 5, is now mine to explore should I want to. Of course, with the caveat of the fact that the archivists are still here and doing their work, so I can't like really do too much. But we'll see. But that's sort of it for now. I want to leave us there and pick up next time with the consequences of my actions and sort of the progression that I gained from surviving that trial. Oh my goodness. So for now, this is where we part ways.